Okay, this is knee wrap review. Is for the Darksyde Ironwear. These are the Violators. Now, this is my knee wrap of choice at the moment here. I'll get into the details later, but this is what I use when I want to do a big squat. Whatever, as I feel that I get the most out of that. So that's, of course, a subjective opinion on it. So what I'm going to do here is just give you a little information about this knee wrap. Now, subjectively, it's a stiff. I can't, because I can't measure it. You can see kind of the stiffness of it as I move around here. I'll try to do similar things, so maybe you can tell in the video somewhat how stiff it is, whatever. The feel of it for me, it's not really harsh, but it's definitely not soft on it. They have a sewn in logo here, sewn in here. These things have held up pretty well. It's like as knee wraps age, stretch out, they have like little snags and everything. This has been minimum, and I've used these quite a bit. So one of the main things to measure here that's not subjective will be thickness of the wrap. For me, thickness of the wrap is important on it. I feel the thicker it is, it works better. Now, the elastic strength here would be another something too. I've noticed on these subjectively that the elastic is strong, which provides rebound on it. So the thickness of this is comes out to about, trying to read here, about around 140 or 5 thousandths of an inch. So in millimeters, it's about 3.76-ish, coming around there, or 3.79, somewhere around there. Depends on how much you compress it. I don't want to compress it too much. I just want to try to get it on here. So as you can see, maybe like about, I'll try to get a real reading here. That way we can officially, because depending upon where you move it and the thickness. So I will call this 144 thousandths. So that'll be my recorded thickness on that. Okay, now for measuring the stretch of it, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come off here, measure off, folding it in half here from your logo side, trying to get it as flat as possible. So there's as little margin of error as I can get it. I'm going to measure 25 inches here, and then I'm going to put this in the jaw. The jaw of my vise here is 1 inch thick, so you'll have 24 inches hanging down off the vise. So then I'm going to fold it again like that, and then put this in the vise and clamp it down. Just enough so it doesn't come out, and hopefully not damage the knee wrap, because I like these knee wraps and I want to use them a lot. Okay, now I'm going to take my vise that I have with my knee wrap here, and I have some screws here I made. Just throw this tail up so it's out of the way. And I made some screws here to hang this vise from. And then, of course, now I'll have, let's hopefully, $24 here that's hanging up from the vise. And let's see the weight. I think I'll use this will be a 35-pound weight here. I should weigh it, just make sure. My 35-pound dumbbell here, and this is a calibrated scale, class 3, or not really calibrated, but class 3 scale, very accurate, I found. It weighs 35.1, so I'll be using this dumbbell, and it's 35.1 pounds. Alright, I have my 35-pound dumbbell. I'm going to place it in this loop here. We have one good hand right now. And these hold. Alright, I'll center it on the knurling here. Try to balance it. My left hand's kind of weak because I tore my biceps. Had it surgically reattached. So, alright, that looks pretty balanced here. And find my tape measure. Now, 24 inches now stretches to 26 and a half. So double loop like that. 26 and a half inches, so it stretches 2.5 inches, double loop like that with 35.1 pounds. So you get the strength of the elastic and the stretch of it for this load, and I'll be comparing this across all my wraps that I do. Okay, so measured the stretch on these. I believe these come in 2.5 meters and 3 meters. I was going to use these for the U.S. Open, which is a U.S. PA meet, which requires the max use at 2.5. Which I tried a bunch of other 2.5s. And I still felt these at 2.5 gave me more than the other wraps that I've tried. I would recommend though getting these in 3 meters, because it's really hard to wrap with 2.5, but I still managed with it. But these really shine at 3 meters or whatever, just because of the stretch of them. It's really hard to get enough to cover your knee and tie off at the smaller. Definitely, I don't think they make them in 2 meters, but I don't think a day would be worth it in 2 meters. So they really, for a wrap, if your federation allows, of course, go the longest you can get, but 3 meters is about ideal for what these are to be used at. Now, like I said, this is subjective or whatever, but these are the best knee wraps that I've used to get the most weight out of. Comfort, I'd say they're medium. They're not super comfortable, but they aren't really uncomfortable as some wraps I have. You're able to tighten these, since these don't stretch as easily. I mean, the stretch on them is very, very hard to stretch, versus a stretchy wrap. When you set them tight on your leg, the stretchier wrap seems to cut off my circulation. While a stiffer wrap, you stretch it more, it doesn't cut off the circulation on my leg as much. So they are a little bit more comfortable, and the material here is grippy, yet not super harsh like something. It's not like super soft for sure, but it's not really, really harsh. It will leave marks on your skin and everything. Now these wraps I get over 100 pounds on, from what I'm able to do in sleeves and everything. So this is why I use this wrap here, is because I get over 100 pounds out of them easily, or whatever. Of course, your back has to be able to take it. You got to be able to train in them, get the right tightness and everything like that. Utilize these wraps. You can't just throw them on, bam, you get 100 pounds. It does take training to get that and everything. So I'm able to get 100 pounds, over 100 pounds out of them, I believe. And that's why I use these for my wraps when I had competition. I've hit 700 for a double in these in training, and then of course my best squat is 705 in competition. It felt like, I mean, the way the 705 went up, I felt I was pretty good for 730 on them, and that's the 181 pound weight class category and everything. But I missed my second attempt where I passed out on my squat, whatever, was some issue I had. So I'm on like 700. Then I came back and got 705. So I've also done 700 in these as well. And I believe, yeah, these are the only wraps I've squatted 700 in. So a testimony to how well these things work, at least for me. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this wrap, just comment below. I'm pretty good at responding to comments if you comment below on there. So I'll answer it if you have any specific questions on these. And thanks for watching again.